Now for our feature story of the day. 400,000 Bitcoin this cycle is not a dream. That's right, according to this analyst. So let's break this baby down. He actually tweeted right here. Bitcoin is coded to 400,000. And this is from Kyle Chasse, analyst, who says he's been championing Bitcoin since 2012. And obviously that was the year of the first halving, which would make him an OG. And he shares this chart which shows the global M2 money supply, which ultimately is insinuating money printer go brr, setting Bitcoin parabolic. And if you don't know now, you know. I also like to point out my personal target for my base case for this year is 420, which is right in alignment with Kyle Chasse. Am I based? Absolutely, specifically for the baddies and the broskies. My bull scenario is a 1.1 mil, half of that of Max Kaiser, your holiness, your high priest, who's calling for 2.2 million. And my bear scenario, which means the absolute low for this year, in my humble opinion, 222,000, yay, nay. Do you agree? Holla, let me know, and let's dive a little deeper into Kyle Chasse. He says the Bitcoin price tends to follow the global M2 money supply with a 90-day lag. He matched the daily close on the Bitstamp exchange against the world M2 data, shifted 3 months back. That overlay shows that when the global liquidity climbs, the biddy often rises after roughly 90 days. Which is practically 3 months, right? Bitcoin first spiked above 109 this past January. I believe that was the previous all-time high, inauguration day, Jan 20th to be precise. Then it fell below 74. Just picture this volatility. We hit 109 Jan 20th, then we dumped to 75, and before you know it, we just hit a 112 all-time high on May 22nd. Talk about extreme volatility. Some people don't like the volatility. I say, send me more volatility. I'm hodling, baby. And based on the lag money supply trend, it feels like a pause. Menopause, I dare say, ladies, in a bigger up-down cycle rather than the end of the rally. That's what I'm saying. Next leg up incoming, broskies. The growing money figures. Global M2 stood at around 98 trillion at the early of 2023. It rose to just over 108 trillion by the early 2024. Then the growth, it slowed down, and Bitcoin spent some time below 80. Oh no. And lately, the M2 passed 111 trillion. Another divine omen. 111. And based on those numbers, reports say the biddy upside can stretch into mid-2025 as the liquidity stays strong. And as you can see outlined here on X, Bitcoin is coded for 400,000 per coin. The million-dollar question, when? I personally think it's going to happen this year, but I want to know your thoughts, fam-a-lam, in the comments, and we'll dive deeper into the targets here. Chasse projects Bitcoin may hit 400 G's, baby, if the global M2 keeps growing, and I already know it's going to continue to grow. They're going to continue to print. It is coded, he says. Couldn't agree more. That means roughly a 270% jump. Come on, jump around, jump up, and stack biddy. You already know. And based on this model, investors watching liquidity trends might see the big gains, though it won't be smooth. It never is. Now, other experts point out that the money supply isn't the only driver. There's other alternatives. Real interest rates, policy shifts, on-chain signals, macroeconomics. This can speed up or slow down the moves. If the central banks turn to hawkish, for example, like the hawk to a girl and hawk to a spit on that thing, the higher rates can undercut the Bitcoin even if the M2 ticks up. That's right. And based on the report from the global macro investor, the global M2 leads the biddy by about 12 weeks. Holy moly. That's a 3-month run-up. That gives traders a rough time of table. And if the M2 growth really slows in the coming months like a turtle, Bitcoin may hodl or hurdle its ground to crack first. But on the flip side, any fresh liquidity surge could set the stage for new highs. But you guys let me know your thoughts. 420, is it coded into the biddy? Will we hit 420 for the broskies this cycle? Holla at your boy, and welcome everyone to the Q&A segment of the live stream. We're going to end the YouTube transmission and continue with the uncensored version of the pod, exclusive on Rumble and X. So if you're on YouTube, you ain't got to go home, but you got to get the fuck out of here. See you on the Rumble.